we have a dramatic announcement.
We have a new bugle sound effect.
No,
Isn't everyone excited? No.
That's been around forever. We should be using that on election nights more. Speaking of the elections, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Bernie Sanders back on the Young Turks.
What, again?
There it is, 6 p.m. Eastern. YouTube.com/The Young Turks or YouTube.com/TYT. Okay, so we will have an extended interview, and it will be huge.
Huge.
So we'll ask him about some policy questions, which he doesn't often get. We will not likely go with the talking points of the day, but of course there will also be questions about how the race is going. Mixed drinks? No.
Do you ever sing to your wife? What do you think about the Doom reboot?
Well, to be fair,
that the multiplayer isn't going to have a long lifespan? I mean,
to be fair, I should ask him about that because the Republicans got all those softball questions like, do you drink pina coladas and how much do you love your wife and stuff, and we showed all those on the Young Turks. But he never got them, right?
No. So we don't know. Does he? What is his favorite drink? I have no idea.
Okay. Maybe just to be fair to him, to make up for all the softballs he didn't get throughout the entire process, I should throw a couple of softballs at him.
Has anyone ever started like a viral campaign to like send softballs to a media figure who really like blew an opportunity? We should do that sometime. It should have been for Anderson Cooper right then.
Or perhaps
it should have been hashtag Anderson Cooper softballs.
Or perhaps for a guy who named his show Hardball and then sat down with Hillary Clinton and continued to ask her nothing but incredibly favorable questions towards her, right? So, look, the reality is we got to ask real questions. And that's a fundamental, honestly, I'm keeping it real here, disadvantage for Bernie Sanders because we're going to ask him real questions. The other guys ask him real to unreal questions, right? Like, oh, are you in favor of all the communist dictators throughout Latin America? Like, what?
Yeah.
Right?
If you had to get gay married to a dictator, which one would you choose?
And how communist would he be? Right? So those are the kind of questions he gets in other places, whereas from occasionally on Fox News of all places, the Republicans will get tough questions.
Yeah.
They'll go, okay, here's your budget proposal, but it doesn't really add up, right? Okay, and then they will get all the softballs, and more important than anything else, unfortunately, is that how much the whole election season was dominated by nonsense, questions from that day's so-called news cycle, right? Where Donald Trump said this, so now how do you all respond to it? And let's all waste a lot of time talking about nonsense.
He called you a loser. You said he had bad hair. You made fun of his ears. Okay, now fight, and let's watch.
Right. So hopefully we'll do something far more substantive with Bernie Sanders and try to get to the bottom of how he views this movement that he is at least a part of, if not the leader of.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a very important phenomenon in the country, and we will dive right into it and try to treat it with the respect that it deserves. And by respect, I don't mean like that we do our own version of softballs. No, I mean, let's get to the bottom of it. Let's find out what he thinks.
Yeah. I want to see you make him cry. Can you imagine?
I have this crazy notion that a good interview shouldn't be about trying to prove how tough you are or trying to prove how much of an ass kisser you are, as almost all the mainstream press does. Like, oh, pretty please, can I get access to you if you become president so I can have this interview in the Oval Office and feel really good about my career?
Yeah,
right?
Megyn Kelly.
Right. It should be to actually find out what do they think. Crazy.
Or if they think at all.
I know, wild. Maybe to educate the audience about, okay, here's this candidate. So now that you know what he actually thinks, okay, now you decide whether you like him or not.
Yeah, to treat the interview as if it is like sort of your interview to become president as opposed to something Carson Daly would have done on MTV. Perhaps.
So we'll find out Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here, youtube.com/TYT. Bernie Sanders. It's going to be huge.